Welcome to Practical Sea School. Now, we have just started offering online theory courses as well as all our practical courses. And we think that the Yachtmaster Coastal Skipper theory course by the RYA is a really good level to be at for UK sailing, especially somewhere like the Solent where you've got big tides to deal with and there's lots of secondary ports. The problem with it is it's all a bit theoretical. So the purpose of this PAT course, the practical application of theory, is to relate everything you're doing in the theory course back to what you're going to be doing at the chart table. The beauty of doing an online theory course is you can do it in the comfort of your own home. Right now it's about 2 degrees on Varushka, so I might indulge in the same. Okay, well, this is a bit more comfortable. I'm sitting here in front of a radiator. But the reality of it is, if you're on a boat, your pencil's probably already rolled off the chart table, you've got drizzle coming in from above your head, and you might be feeling a little bit queasy. The whole point of this program is to enable you to be able to navigate quickly in 5 minutes, so that if it's all getting a bit gnarly and you want to head into that beautiful anchorage, which you can only creep over a rocks at 2 hours either side of high water, then you can come down, do the tidal calculations, do the nav, set up a pilotage plan, all in a matter of minutes, and safely navigate. So what I'm going to cover in this introduction is a couple of key ideas that I want you to bear in mind throughout the whole of the series on practical application of theory. The first one of these is tolerances, and how, if you're willing to accept a looser tolerance for, say, a tidal calculation, you can actually do the nav for it a lot quicker. The second one of these key ideas is pilotage, and how pilotage fits in to the Yachtmaster theory and how we have to cover it actually on the boats themselves. Now, the reason why the RYA require the theory to be done to such a high degree of accuracy is, well, sometimes it's required, but very rarely. The main reason is it makes it a lot easier to mark. You're required to work to a single centimetre for a tidal height calculation, for example. And actually, if you're willing to work to 10 centimetres, then you can be a lot quicker with that calculation. So what we're going to look at for course to steers, EPs and tidal calculations is a method where you always rough it out first for 3 to 5 minutes, and then you use the long method required for your single nice tickable answer required by the Yachtmaster theory. And then that enables you to test how good your rough method is by doing that long calculation each time. It makes it a really useful thing, because then what you end up with after doing your theory is a really good method which you can go on and use on board, rather than think that you have to do this long method on board, which most of the time you really don't. The second thing which I really want you to bear in mind is pilotage. Now, most of the exercises in the Yachtmaster theory are not pilotage, yet pilotage is what's going to keep you off the rocks and avoiding the shallows and safely into your port at the end of the day. Now, the reason why it's not in there is that actually it can only really be evaluated or examined on board a boat while sailing. And you can have lots of different right answers. Now, what actually is in the Yachtmaster theory course is an awful lot of passage making questions, which passage making is once you're offshore and out of sight of land. Very different kind of navigation to pilotage. And I'm going to be doing a whole workshop on those 2 different types of navigation so that you have those clearly in your mind. Because what can happen very easily with the Yachtmaster theory, people do their theory, they get on board a boat to do their coastal skipper or their Yachtmaster exam even, and they're doing things like a course to steer across the Solent, when they can see any number of buoys, transits, church spires and things which would be a lot better and safer things to navigate with, rather than using passage making techniques. So this program is going to consist of 8 videos. The first 4 are essential safety videos. Now, the first one is going to be about your responsibilities, your legal responsibilities as a skipper. The second one is going to be about pilotage and passage making and the difference between the two of them, one I was just talking about. The next one is going to be about chart plotters and GPS and how they fit into the navigation, when they're safe to be relied upon, when you shouldn't be relying upon them. And finally, coal regs. What essential coal regs do you need to know? The second part, the final 4, are the course to steer, the EP and the tidal calculations. Now in those 3, we're going to be looking at that quick method, which you can then test when you do your final workings out for your Yachtmaster theory questions. And then the final video, I think, for this series is going to be radar. I say think because we may well add to this in the future. Now, Practical Sea School is all about saving sailors money. So it would be remiss of us if we didn't make it clear that to do your coastal skipper or your Yachtmaster exam, it's not actually required officially that you do a theory course. You only have to be at the same standard. Now, if you really can't afford to do a theory course, one thing you could do is to work your way through this book here. Navigation Exercises, published by the RYA, costs about £18. Now, it won't be as good as doing a full theory course, but it should get you to a similar standard. Our next video is going to be about your responsibilities as skipper, and this is looking at your legal responsibilities. It may change how you think about how you navigate and also what records you keep while you're sailing. I look forward to seeing you then.